The NHS is on its knees right now, and I know so many nurses, physios, even doctors that are working stupid hours for absolute peanuts, and it's wrong. One of the many people I know is a lady called Hannah Wiggins, a physiotherapist working for the NHS.
I was doing respiratory physio at that time, so I had to go in and literally stop people from dying. I was the last point of call before they were sort of end-of-life care.
And she had people's lives in her hands, so much stress, and she was paid absolute peanuts. But she's now got a huge property portfolio.
We're managing around a £6 million portfolio at the minute. They are in the beautiful St Ives. We have plentiful in Birmingham and surrounding areas, and our biggest one is actually in Alicante in Spain.
No matter who you are or what you're doing right now, you can copy and paste exactly what Hannah's done and many other people that are doing the same.
What was the question? My name? Right, okay. Who am I? So my name is Hannah Wiggins. I am the Director of Creative Living Property. We are specialists in serviced accommodation. Our property portfolio is a mixture of owned properties and rent service accommodation units. Got to get my personality across in this, okay?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I am funny. Very modest.
Yeah.
Porthminster. I feel like I need to check. Can you make it say it?
Porthminster.
That's in French. That's not helpful.
Porthminster.
Okay, it's still the same. Could have figured it out a minute ago. Currently we're on Porthminster Beach in St Ives, Cornwall, and we are here to see our one-bedroom apartment in the centre of town. I came on holiday here in COVID, absolutely fell in love with the place. Spent a week down here and just decided to start viewing properties. We just decided, bang, that's the property we want. We want to keep coming here on holiday. But now we can't ever get in the property because, as you can see, it is beautiful here and everybody wants to come. Oh, God, out of breath. Don't make me talk on the stairs anymore. Jeez. Before property, I was a physiotherapist in the NHS, 2 weekends a month and overnights, and took home £1,800. I lived a very normal life, sort of went to work, came back, cooked dinner, watched Netflix and went to bed and rinse and repeat every single time, and it was bloody miserable. My little boy, when he was breastfed, he wouldn't take a bottle or anything. He was a nightmare. All I asked for was not to do the night shifts because I was waking up 10 times a night and I was doing respiratory physio at that time, so I had to go in and literally stop people from dying. I was the last point of call before they were sort of end-of-life care. I couldn't have concentrated, they didn't really seem to care, and just thought that that was kind of normal. And I was well, it's not safe, I'm not doing it. It's not a good quality of life. I miss helping people. I miss sort of being there for people, being the person they could lean on and rely on. And everybody loves the NHS, they applaud it, but unfortunately, working on the inside is completely different. There's a bit of a bully culture. It's not the place you want to be rocking up to every day, no matter how great the patients are. I don't know the code to get in. I even had to get my assistant to send me the check-in details because I don't know. Welcome, welcome. I never want to see another set of steps again. As the sign says, this must be the place. We have a one-bedroom serviced accommodation property. It was purchased for £260,000, and on average now throughout the year, the occupancy is around 80%, and it's making us between £800 and £1,200 a month. When we first bought the property, it was whitewashed throughout. It was attracting certain clientele that didn't want to pay a lot. Even in premium months, in the height of the summer, they'd moan about sort of the amenities, the way it looked, how it was quite bland. So once I'd had my little boy, got myself back on my feet, I decided with my children's dad to come down here and revamp it basically. Add some colour, make it funky, make it modern, and now we kind of get the definite client that we want. The things that I absolutely love in this property is the colour orange. It is my favourite colour. I think it matches my personality. Serviced accommodation is a property. You can either rent it or own it. You equip it with all the amenities and the utilities that you need for everyday life. People pay you a nightly rate to stay there. Normally they can stay anything between 1 night to 30 nights to 6 months. It's a great strategy to make money in property. And we get a lot of positive reviews about the bedroom. Whenever they know I'm coming down, they try and do everything perfectly. That is not acceptable. So I'll be telling them off. I'm really funny with cleaners because I used to run our first unit myself. I used to clean it. I used to do the linen changes. So yeah, I have really high standards, and I only used to charge myself a tenner per changeover. Whereas these guys are charging me around £120 a changeover in the centre of St Ives. So they've got to up their game. Can you give me the numbers for St Ives?
Numbers for St Ives? Yeah, probably, maybe.
Okay, cool. That's no worries. Welcome to the filming, hun. Numbers man. Need a numbers man. So Tony is my son's, both, I've got two little boys. He is the dad of both of them. We were previously in a relationship, but now we are sort of really amazing friends. We continued in business together. We raise our boys together. He's sort of systems, background, finance, whereas I've sort of gone to the forefront of the business. I'm sort of proactively working with people, building relationships, operations. I'm the doer, he's the planner. I definitely wouldn't be here in the situation and the position that I am now without him. My guests go over and above to draw me a cute picture of themselves. This one says, "Thank you very much for a wonderful stay in a very cute and extremely great located apartment. Very cosy, and they agree that this must be the place to stay. Happy guests." We've had this ever since we started. So currently we are in Tamworth, which is a suburb just outside Birmingham. We're coming to look at our 3-bedroom penthouse apartment, which has had long-term guests in since February, so I actually have no idea what it's going to look like. Let me get the key safe code up. The code's not working. Imagine I'm going to have to call my cleaners because I don't know the number to the key safe. It's bad times. Can't even get in. Just talk amongst yourselves. Hi Milo, you okay? I'm just at Tamworth. What is the key safe code, mate? Thank you for being my support arm to know all the answers. Yeah, boom. Thank you. You legend. Oh my God, they've got a cat. I hope it's locked away. As you can see, the current guests are still in the property. They've kindly let us in to have a little look round. So these guests have been here since February. They had subsidence in their house just down the road. So it's a young family with 2 kids and a cat. So yeah, I didn't know there was a cat, but I'm sure he's in here somewhere. But yeah, because it's 100% occupied, we're making around £125 a night. On average, give or take with the bills, we're making anything between £1,000 to £1,300 a month profit. So the rent on this property is £1,450 a month. The deposit was obviously around £1,600, and I think we spent around £1,000 on everything. The first service accommodation unit I got involved in was we converted so we had 2 buy-to-lets. We had a property that we lived in. One was a standard tenancy. The second one needed a bit of a refurb doing to it, so we completely gutted that at the time. I was pregnant, ripped it back to brick, redid it, put a really nice sort of high spec on it. With that property that I used to run on Airbnb in the apartments, I was uneducated. I didn't know enough about sort of head lease restrictions. I didn't know that neighbours were crazy. That property, that Airbnb was making me about £1,500 to £1,800 a month regularly, every single month. It replaced my physio wage, and I only had to do a bit of cleaning a week. And I got to be at home with my little boy all day. So overnight, I had a letter from the management company saying that it had to stop due to a head lease restriction. It went against the leasehold policies. So I had to stop that overnight, so I'd lost my income again. So we decided in the end, once that disappeared, to sell it. I was devastated. Like, because I'd worked so hard, we'd done it so well, it was working, I got to be at home with my little boy. I was actually pregnant with my second child, and it was just like my whole world fell apart because I just felt like I'd had my purpose. I'd found my purpose after being a mum, and I was just buzzing to be at home with him all the time. And I just thought, I'm gonna have to go back to work. I'm gonna have to go back into that toxic environment in the NHS. I couldn't believe we'd missed it, and I just felt really stupid. And then unfortunately the next day after that, I mentioned I was pregnant. I actually found out I'd had a miscarriage with our second child. So literally it was the worst weekend of my life. I'd lost my income, I'd lost what I was doing every day, I lost the ability to be home with my little boy, and then I lost my second kid. It was really shit, and I can't lie, like I was down for a little while. How I found this property, it was actually really interesting. Through an agent that I had a really good relationship with, it was actually the 20th of December. And he was like, right, if you want this one, you can have it. Like, just literally it moved so quickly. We picked up the keys on Christmas Eve. So I was staging this property on Christmas Eve, heavily pregnant. The sofas, some of the artwork, and bits and bobs of the furniture was already in here, but because of the location, because of the way it looks, I wanted this property to be high end. These literally do become people's homes, and that is the difference really. You've got to expect some wear and tear on the property. You've got to expect that a lot of their personal belongings will come into the property. I mean, I've had people bring washing machines in, fridges, cats. When you're selling to a landlord about doing a rent to rent, the first thing that they say, here Airbnb, and they freak out. But with me, obviously, I can say, look, I've got contacts that come to me from insurance companies, from relocation companies, from contracting companies in the area, and they kind of prefer to house those types of guests because it gets rid of the party element, it gets rid of the damage element. And this is the final bedroom. So this is 2 singles. Obviously, the teenagers are in here. It's actually the tidiest room out of all of them, isn't it? You wouldn't expect. I bet the mum's been in to sort it out. I've just kicked somebody out, actually, of my other property.
Why?
Oh, do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I've just kicked out somebody out of one of my serviced accommodation properties, I've had guests in there for 2 months, no problems. They checked out on the 30th, another guest went in on the same day for 2 months. Within 6 days, there was 2 leaks through the bathroom, through the ceiling, down into the kitchen. And I sent a plumber out, he spent 5 hours there, couldn't find out why. They told me they'd had a bath. There was no explanation really why the water was coming through the ceiling, other than it was leaking down the side, but the whole of the bathroom floor was just covered in water. And I told the guest at the moment, don't use that bathroom. But obviously she didn't listen to me. My plumber went back out again, and basically the guest was sabotaging the bathroom and causing leaks in the property in order to get more compensation. I've now got the evidence from the previous visit from the plumber, the current visit from the plumber, and now I'm going back to the insurance people because, funny enough, she's in the property due to a leak in her house. That's why she was rehoused. Oh my God, should we let him in? It's gotta be. He looks like he lives here, doesn't he? Coming in. Oh, you don't know me. Oh no, come back. It's okay. Come on. I'm not a cat fan, and I don't think they're a fan of me either. Come on. Come on. Come on in. This is your home. Come on. It's like he doesn't want to live here anymore. Yeah, there we go. Never expected this, did ya? Be my friend. Airbnb life. Throughout it all, I remember sitting there in the hospital with Tony, and I said to him, we've got to make this work. Like, I am not going back to work, and you can't keep working forever. There was no way I was going to stop. I went on YouTube straight away. Tony had come across Samuel on YouTube. Well, hold on, all our money's tied up in all these properties. Why don't we just use other people's properties? If they're doing it, why can't I do it? People say it, but Samuel, I went to a crash course and it changed my life. It completely changed my life, and just gave me a purpose and gave me a drive and just a different perspective on what was going on. I wonder if I can get into this one. More jobs for the gardeners. Oh. Empty. This is why we have 2 key safes. Oh, yes. Success. So this is another one of the properties in the portfolio. It's a 5-bedroom rent to rent, so it's a service accommodation unit. So this room has a sofa bed, so it's got an Xbox, additional streaming services, sofa bed if they want to have people round, and this is just really, really lovely for the guys to unwind, or girls. I really love this room. It's one of my favourites. Interestingly, we've recently had a leak in this property, and that's again the beauty of contractors. They're not as high maintenance as the leisure stays. We actually had a leak from the upstairs bathroom into this bathroom. It's recently been repaired, but they just let contractors come in, so we haven't had any void periods due to maintenance. And even, to be honest with you, one of the guys actually offered to do the job for us after we'd finished work. He said, if you just drop the materials round, I'll just do it for you. We didn't have a rent-free period on this one. Normally with some rent-to-rent properties on a service accommodation basis, when you're negotiating with the landlord, you can negotiate a rent-free period. So this is effectively where you have a delay in paying the first month's rent in order for you to stage the property. So realistically, you're not going to lose any money between The moment you pick up the keys and pay the rent to the moment your first guest comes in. So on this house, the rent is £19.50. Bills are around £500. 2,630 top line. So we're making around £1,500, £1,600 a month on this property when there's contractors in here. The pressure that women have when they've had a baby, they lose their identity, they get postpartum depression, they have to manage everything, their whole perspective, their whole life changes. And I lost myself in that process. And property kind of brought me back to focus. It's a bit of a mould for women. They expect them to be the mother. And that's your identity then after you've had a child. You are mummy. You go to the doctors, they call you mummy. You go out in the street, mum, my name's Hannah. Like, I am me, I'm a person, I have my own identity. In society, it's forgotten about. Like, we literally are badass. I always talk to people on the success coach calls, like, just because you're a mum doesn't mean you can't do it. Like, I'm not being funny. I scaled 7 properties in 9 months when I was pregnant. You can do it, girl. You do your thing. So if Samuel was here right now, I would say thank you so much for having the Academy. Thank you for having that opportunity, providing that service to enable people and giving them that blueprint to change their life. Just thank you. Thank you for the no-brainer investment, really. It's good. God, don't show him this. Jesus Christ. Oh, embarrassing.